So the next question is about the interview itself. Like, what is the importance to understand to actually prepare the interview itself? Like, tell me about yourself and the be organic on the questioning when you answer, and the pay attention to the questions carefully and then answer, and then when you do it, how difficult it is. When I am with you, how like the what is the comfort zone there, or what is the challenge there?
Yeah, to your first point about being organic, you definitely have to be organic because you're competing with so many other people, right? They're not looking solely for, what you know technical. Because say if you have 10 people that know everything the same way you do technically, you have to find a way to stand out. So, your personality does have to shine. You have to just show, you are a people person, you get along with other people because a lot of people are saying you have to be the perfect candidate in the job market. You don't have to be the perfect candidate. They're not looking for someone. They know you don't know everything. What they are looking for is someone that has the ability to keep on wanting to grow, wanting to keep on learning. And that's something that I think that set me apart from, all the other candidates where during the interview I kept on explaining that, I do have the ability to keep on wanting to grow. I want to learn more tools. I want to, just get better overall as a DevOps engineer. And I think that's something that really set me apart from the others. And like what we kind of were mentioned, what you were mentioning to me about the tell me about yourself. Everyone's is gonna be different, right? So we said it from the beginning, like that tell me about yourself in the first 10 minutes of the interview is very, very important because that's your opening hook. That's you selling yourself from the very beginning. So to tell me about yourself is one of the most important interview questions ever, more than, it could be as important as the follow-up questions they'll ask you about the actual technology and tools. Like say if the job requires you to be proficient in Kubernetes, that's the tell me about yourself is just as important as that because if you don't have that strong opening, strong hook, and you start off bad at that, then they automatically lose interest in you. It doesn't matter how good you do in the middle of the interview, you answer all the technical questions the best to your ability, you kill it, right? It doesn't even matter. In the back of their mind, they're like, this guy couldn't even answer a tell me about yourself. Like, how is he gonna, do good in the actual job? So that tell me about yourself, like I said, it really is your selling point. If you start off strong in that, then I promise you, no matter what, throughout the middle and the end in the interview, you'll have the confidence to do good. Because in the back of your mind, you're gonna be thinking like, oh man, I didn't even start the interview off good. So it's gonna be playing mind games with you throughout the middle at the end. The beginning, middle, and end are very important, but honestly, and of course, the beginning and the end are the most important. You have to start off very strong, and then at the end, you have to, finish with a bang. You have to have that finishing hook where, you started off as explaining why you're a good candidate, and then at the end, you explain why, you're the perfect candidate or you're the best candidate. But in terms of interviewing with, you and the other members, and then when it got to the actual interview, you are a little bit more comfortable interviewing with Shiblubai because it's not a real, of course, it's not like a real job interview, right? But you feel comfortable because you say what you have to say and then he gives you the feedback. But during the real interviews, yeah, I'm telling you now, no matter how confident you are, no matter how confident you are, you will go in there and you will be, at least for your first couple of interviews, you'll be terrified a little bit. But you have to realize like these people are not expecting you to be perfect. They're not celebrities. They're not different than any of us. They're human beings too. I looked at it as I'm having a normal face-to-face conversation with another human being, right? They're not God, they're not anybody else, right? They're just normal human beings. They don't expect you to be perfect. It all goes back to what I said. They want you to be honest. They want you to, explain the things you know. And then also, a lot of people think if you don't know anything, it's the end of the world. If you don't know anything, but then you follow it up with, hey, if you give me 2 weeks to learn this, or, I am willing to learn it, then that automatically is like major green flag to them instead of you trying to lie about it and saying, yeah, I've been, exposed to it, I've done it a little. But then they're like, oh, you have? And then they ask you follow-up questions about it. And then you get stuck. You're like, oh, and then that's the biggest red flag. They're like, oh, this guy is a liar. It's automatic. We're not gonna hire him. But they appreciate someone that's like, oh, yeah, I don't know, but I would love to be exposed to it. And then even on my own, on my free time, I will be learning it. So to them, that is like, oh, this guy is of course he doesn't know anything, but he has that mindset and he wants to keep growing and growing. He might be a great team because a lot of companies are looking for a person like that. They don't want someone that is a know-it-all and knows everything. They want someone that has the skills, but also has the ability to work with others and wants to grow with the company. So that's the most important thing. Even during the interview, I didn't know everything, right? I didn't know a couple of things, but I told them, hey, I haven't been exposed to this much, but I am willing to, go further and beyond to learn these things. And they really did appreciate that. And they honestly, I think they really did appreciate me. I kept, I put heavy emphasis on that I'm willing to learn this and I keep on my free time, I keep on learning and learning and learning. So that I think really set me apart from the other candidates because they might have not done that. They might have maybe tried to be too technical, try to be too know-it-all. What I'm telling you is not the end of the world if you don't know anything. They don't expect you to know everything, and yeah, but it's a whole different ball game when you're interviewing with Shiblubai and then when you're interviewing with the job hiring manager. But you just have to really at the end of the day, you will never feel fully prepared. I never felt fully prepared, and that's perfectly fine. The more you interview, the more you learn and more and get better. So that's the biggest thing. Even if you are nervous, even if you think you don't know everything, you will never know everything. But the more you interview, the more you learn. And each interview helped me to crack, the one I have right now. So that's what I would recommend. It will be very nerve-wracking, but you have to just get yourself out that comfort zone. If I didn't get off that comfort zone, right, I wouldn't be talking to you guys right now. Even though there was times where before the interview, I was like, I don't even want to join this interview. I was like, maybe I should just apply to another one. I forced myself. So then after I joined, I was very happy. In some interviews, I left very sad, and then some interviews I left it. I was like, okay, I might get it, but either way, you will have that bad feeling. You will have that good feeling. That bad feeling sucks, but the good feeling after is always worth it. Because once you get that confidence, you're gonna start enjoying interviews. At first, I did not like them at all. I hated them. I was like, this software development interviews are the hardest thing in the world. And then once you start becoming good at it, you really feel like you're valuable and you get confident. So take it from me, I hated them. I was scared of them. And then at the end, even right now, I'll tell you, right, I'm glad I don't have to do another one, right? I wouldn't want to do another one. But I did get to the point where I had to push myself. I was like, it is what it is. You have to, it's a part of the process. You're going to have things that you don't want to do during the process. But after you get through them, you become super grateful and you become super happy. So, yeah.
All right. Thank you.